Alright guys, Gets Pwned here, and welcome to the 5th video in my series on wormhole hunting. Today we'll be simulating getting lost in wormhole space, and I'll show you how to find a route out and hopefully get back home safely. Now there's a couple of different ways you could end up lost. First being, you simply forgot to bookmark your hole on the way in. I've done it multiple times. And the second is, one of the holes on your return path is closed, leaving you stuck without a direct path home, which has also happened to me. Solving either one of these problems requires pretty much the same solution. We're going to need to scan everything down, document each hole, and decide where to go from there. So with that being said, let's jump right in. As you can see, I'm sitting here on a safe in JSpace. So I kind of jumped into this wormhole, dropped my probes, established my safe, but I forgot to bookmark the hole I came through. So you can see none of the signatures have been scanned down, got no bookmarks other than the safe, so I'm kind of stuck here until I dig myself out of this hole. So what I need to do is, just like my previous video, scan down all the signatures and jump to each wormhole so I can bookmark it and document where it leads. You should know how to do all of that if you watched my last video, so we'll just speed right through that process, and I'll meet you back here so we can continue our little talk. Alright, so this one came out to be a little bit interesting. There's only 2 wormholes in this system, and one of them is a high sec, and one said it was dangerous, so it's either a C4 or C5. So I can pretty much bet that this one here, the D792, is the one I came in through. Now that won't always be the case. There could be multiple high sec holes, in which case you would probably just have to jump through and see if that's the one you came in through, maybe check the other one, set your destination to home and see which one is going to be the better path for you to get home. Because it's obviously not going to be the C4 or C5 exit that we have in this system. One thing I could mention though that I didn't get a chance to in my previous video is if you see down here at the bottom there is this little icon here, and that shows a system effect. So this right here tells us we're in a class 5 and it has a red giant effect. So if there is a system effect, it will be displayed right here, and if there is one, it'll tell you what class of system you're in without even having to pop in this J system number into the website I showed you guys. So pretty sure this D792 is going to be our exit. So that made our process of getting out of this hole pretty easy, but like I said, that's not always going to be the case. So the other scenario, other than forgetting to bookmark your entrance, or rather your exit, when you came in, would be if you were multiple holes deep and you were coming back through trying to get home, and only to find that one of the holes along your path is closed on you. So you would go through the same process, and if it's a hole you've already been in, you've already scanned down all the signatures, you've already documented everything. So that's another reason it's a good idea to document every hole that you walk up to, or fly up to rather, so that way if you do have a hole closure, you know what your options are, and it's a little less work trying to find your way out. And like I said, if there's multiple high sec holes, assuming you're going back to high sec, you may just have to pop through to see where they lead to see if that's a good option, and then if it's not, check any other options you have. So if you do pop out a hole that it's not one you came through, obviously if your hole closed, you may need to look at your path, and if it goes through low sec or something like that, you just need to be careful on your way home, which sure you can handle that process if that's the case. Especially if you're using one of the fits I suggested in my first video, you should be pretty slippery. You got a cloak that you can use, and you should be able to get home pretty safe. So I guess that about does it for this video. Hope you found this information useful or are now able to get home safely if you do manage to get yourself lost in wormhole space. This will likely be the last video in this series, but who knows? I hope to see you guys out there somewhere in New Eden, and until we meet again, fly safe.